had I've had maybe 30, 40 calls since I joined Gator, and getting the introduction out of the way and the backstory out of the way
That's it.
before would have been just
Yeah.
it's just so cool. My hat's taking off. I tip my hat to you,
Oh,
brother.
thank you. Yeah, it's not my idea. It was Pace's. I just did what you said, you know?
Hey man, no man, this is gorgeous, man. And then the story itself, no, I loved it. I was like, oh man, now it allows me to all the questions that I have now and all the stuff I want to ask you and get into that. But how you doing today, man? How you doing?
I'm
How's
doing fantastic. Thank you for that incredible prelude speech you made there. That was very good. Sounded like we got an audience somewhere, right?
I can bring out the clapping noises later, man.
That's
But
right. Yeah. No, that was great. Yeah, I appreciate your appreciation. That's wonderful. So let's concentrate on you. Why don't you tell me your story, your
all
journey
right,
into real estate, why real estate, and what we can do to help you, and then
okay,
we'll chatter about all the questions and everything you've got.
okay. So I'm a bit of an overthinker and an overachiever. My first business, I started my first business when I was 13. I was one of those like lemonade stand kids. You know, it
Yeah.
was like I was one of those. Like I was always at school trading my lunch and trading like toys and stuff like that. I was always willing to talk to anybody. Uh, I ended up winning Global Entrepreneur of the Year with
Oh,
an
wow.
organization called Nifty. Yeah, I got to meet a lot of famous people. Magic Johnson, one of my favorite basketball players
Oh,
of all
wow.
time. I got to meet Drake, if you know who Drake is, the artist, the rapper.
Right.
Uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sir Richard Branson. I got to,
Wow.
so it was really dope.
Wow. Yeah. Now
Um,
you've impressed me now.
so I also took second place in a few things, which just motivated me to go, even faster and even further, right? Um, my music business kind of just kept growing because artists kept needing things, right? So they want to buy the beats from you, then they want to record, then
Mm,
they needed to make it sound good. Then I had to create a whole nother business because they needed visual materials, they needed
mm,
websites and logos and
right.
marketing and SEO and all this different stuff. So then I started building on that, right?
Mm, okay.
Uh, my my approach is like what it's very customer centric, it's very consumer centric. It's
Mm,
like I'm not going to tell you what you need unless you're just totally wrong on something, but what is it that you're trying to accomplish? And I didn't want to be a music label because I didn't want to own slaves, basically.
right.
So
Right.
i was like I was like, you kind of pay as you go, right? Whatever you need, you pay as you go. I ended up working with the Golden State Warriors on some photography and videography stuff.
Very creative.
The San Francisco Parks Department. I'm from San Francisco, born and raised.
Mm,
And then from there, I knew that real estate was always kind of like the big boy game.
mm,
I just knew that my family and I didn't have enough money to really attack it the way we wanted to, or we didn't believe we could. Right.
right. Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Right. It's all about mindset. Yeah. Good
Right.
point.
I've always gathered mentors ever since I was young. I was never really the super ego. Like I have a huge ego, but I never had too much of an ego to where I couldn't go to an elder and say, "Hey, this is what I'm trying to learn in this field. I'll carry cords. I'll drive you. I'll if you like if I have to fix lunch, if I have I'll put in the work,
Mm,
but I don't have any money for you, right?
right.
Like that kind of thing." So I did that all the way up um, into my 20s, and I just started building friends and networks, and before you know it, I was a gator, and
Wow.
I just took all that.
Yeah.
I just took all that and was like, okay, the step two stuff I kind of understand, or I kind of understood,
Mm,
and then the gator stuff I was like, oh, I understand this. I was like, I understand the money, like I get that. Like this
mm,
is it. That's you don't really have to teach me much about that, right?
right.
Maybe about the contracts and stuff, but
Mm,
everything else I kind of got, and then networking and the Facebook stuff and talking to people in Zooms and meeting people and stuff like that, that was all kind of came natural because I was used to networking, right?
Very good, very good. You got good skills you're bringing to the table, certainly. Mm,
So now I'm like, okay, I just have my list of people that I've talked to, something a little bit about their background, something a little bit about what they're looking for. Um, and then also another thing that I really enjoy talking to people about is like, what is their end goal after? What is all the money and the real estate and all the assets and stuff? What is that building up to? What is the dream in your head that you're
right,
trying?
right. What's your why? Yeah, that's right.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. At the end of the day,
yeah.
right?
Mm.
So I've been doing that's my last 9, 10 days of being a Gator. That's what it's all been.
Wow, you're brand new in Gator. That's very interesting indeed. You certainly got a lot, DeShawn. I can see you're going to be one of these superstars. So that's fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
You're very blessed with the skills that you've got and the experience as well, combined. So, with that in mind, where do you think you'll be in 5 years, or where would you like to be in 5 years' time?
Oh man, so to you to shuffle some of the debris out of the way for that first, for that question.
Mm,
First case was like California sucks. Don't invest in California,
mm,
right?
right.
And now that's kind of changed. So my me being affected by that, now that's kind of changed for me, right?
Okay.
And then one of the questions, this is also related to what I wanted to ask you is, uh, he also said start off with single family. He was like, do not go into multifamily unless you've done single family first. And then me hearing your story, I
Yeah.
was like, is that necessarily true? Because I want to be the big boss.
Mm,
I want it all. I want it. It's like, the $1 billion asset portfolio. Like I want all the stuff, and you don't necessarily get there
right. Right.
with single family.
That's
You know,
right. Well, let me give you the context because remember, the view from the bridge of a ship is different than the furnace room, right? So Pace is the captain. He's steering the ship, and the majority of his community have no real estate experience whatsoever. They have a desire to create wealth, but they have no knowledge. And real estate is probably one of the most complicated industries. Um, and that's why there's so much in the Pace vault and community. In
yeah.
fact, if you live to be 1,000 years old, you're never going to learn it all. And that's why he knows that, and that's why he's creating a community because he wants us to specialize in any one thing, okay, and then others will be drawn to us. We create a team, so this is a team sport. So to answer your question, it doesn't really matter on the individual where they're at with the knowledge and things. Just bring what you can to the table because you're going to plug into a team.
Okay.
So it's all about networking. His predominant theme and drum that he bangs is get networked, right? You said you're in sub two. Are you in sub two?
I'm not in sub two. I'm just in
Okay.
Gator.
Okay. In Gator, wherever you are, really. But in sub two, I'm not in sub two. But if once you join, the first task is to network with 50 people in the
Hmm.
community because it's all about coming together and helping each other in this journey. So, as an individual, I can say you can absolutely start in multifamily. Not only can you start in small multifamily, you can start in large multifamily.
Word.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Because there's a role to play. Now, you can't close a deal a large multifamily. You'll need a sponsor. You'll need capital raisers. You'll need asset managers. You need to find the money. You probably have hundreds of, it's not uncommon to have hundreds of people involved in a large multifamily real estate transaction, right? And on the team and things. So, but here's the other thing with large multifamily, to answer your question, they're rare. They're rare jewels. And like anything in real estate, you're going to take a while to find the deal that
Mm.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So, I personally, though, with what I'm doing, I'm bringing together a team. It'll probably be one or maybe two at the best a year. So it's the kind of strategy where you have something alongside it, if that makes sense, right? While you're looking.
Yeah.
No, because obviously most people have bills to pay. All
Yeah.
right. So waiting for a paycheck, it comes once a year or every 90 days if you got more than one, um, or further down the road. But when you're starting large multifamily, it's going to be a long time before you get paid. So if you're making a real estate career and need pay, then you need something that gives you regular income to get those bills paid while you're finding a big deal. But here's the good news. The large multifamily is the fastest way or the most substantial way in real estate for you to earn substantial wealth because we're playing with the big numbers.
Right. Right.
So, for example, if I take down a $20 million large multifamily, not uncommon because we do 100 units or more, the acquisition fee, my payday will be $1 million at closing. So if
Act.
I fi-
Okay.
so if I found one today, say I found one today, and we
Mhm.
close in January, that's when I'll get $1 million in January as an
You will.
acquisition. Yeah, I will. That's just
Wow.
my fee.
Wow.
That's the closing cost involved in that, in the $20 million deal. It's
Wow.
5% of the purchase price.
Wow.
Now I can't do it on my own, so I'm not going to put $1 million in my pocket. All right. So we'll have a team, an acquisitions team, you're saying that, but that $1 million, if it's 20 million, will get divided up with us, you see. So I'll form a team. And for me to take down a sponsor, a large multifamily, I need a sponsor. And a sponsor um, is as similar, he manages or has in his possession, his portfolio, similar asset types. All right. Equal to or better than. And he has 10% liquidity in the bank and he has that experience. So he's the guy that will actually sign on the documents. He's the sponsor, you see.
Okay.
So it's and then you have attorneys, and then you got limited partners who bring the capital. We have capital raisers, those who find the money, but you don't need any money yourself. In fact, on the GP side, you'll find that most players on the GP side don't have any actual money. They're doing it to get paid, right? When they
Yeah.
close, and the 90-day distributions, and then the sharing the equity at the end. The LP are the passive investors. They don't do anything other than throw the money in the ring and they get a return on the investment.
Right.
Yeah. So for most people, they like the LP side because you can carry on in your everyday doing what you're doing to make money with all your other niches. You see the opportunity comes along, you throw in money as an LP, you come in as an entity, so you can do the gator wrestling with other gators. You put it in, come in as an LP, and that's going to give you regular income every quarter. You do keep doing that. And then when we sell the asset, and it's not uncommon to have double the price through
Hmm.
value add and raising the rents and improving the building, you will share in that equity at the end of 3 to 5 years.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Nice. Nice.
Yes. So
Okay.
then you're working on your everyday stuff, right? And then
Yeah.
3 or 5 years down the road, suddenly you got all this money. Then woo, yeah, you've got your financial goals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind
Nice.
of how that works. Yeah.
So, what are the steps to? Well, I'll answer my first question. I guess my first question is to join a team or to find a team that's doing this that needs
Hmm.
or that I can offer a skill set to.
Right, right. And I restarted my YouTube channel with that in mind. And these interviews go on my YouTube channel. I have an educational thread and I've written 2 books, Investing in Large Multifamily Solved and also Demystifying Commercial Real Estate Investing. these come out next week on the 23rd of September. And if you
Mm,
like, I can send you a copy where you can proofread it in exchange for a review if you would like, if you are
absolutely,
interested.
absolutely.
Okay,
Uh,
fantastic.
what
I'll
day? What day is that coming out? 26th,
23rd, yeah.
23rd, 23rd.
So what I'll do is I'll send it to official Mark Vocals at Gmail. It'd be a free copy for you. It's 190 pages, the investing one. So
Okay.
15 chapters. So it's full of information and it'll answer lots of your questions.
Okay.
Hmm. And
Well,
then my
putting it.
YouTube channel, if you want to join that, let me give you that. There you go. When I get a deal, I can let you know. I don't hold your breath, as I say.
No,
'Cause
I
we
know you.
only we only got to buy something that makes sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we got to make our investors money. So that's my YouTube channel. So subscribe to that. And then I have other things as well that I would like to talk to you about, but our time's run out, unfortunately.
Well, I know you're a busy man, man. I don't want to keep
I
you.
Yeah. So
Like, good
book
morning.
another call with me,
My name is
DeShawn.
Norris.
Yeah, book another call with me, if you like. There's no limit to how many calls you can do. If as long as you've got questions.
Okay.
I answered your question rather too long, I think, did I?
And
You
I'm
can
always
tell I'm
looking.
passionate about this business, right?
Hey, man, for
Yeah,
numbers
yeah,
like that, I'd be passionate too.
yeah, yeah. You can't help it when you're passionate about something. You can't help talk about it, right? And it just
Yeah.
tumbles out, right?
Yeah.
I
It's,
know you can sense that. Yeah, yeah. So
no, and I thank you, man, and I appreciate you taking the time. I do
sure,
appreciate your time, 100%.
absolutely. Well, I feel I met a great man today, DeShawn, and so I'm very happy. And yeah, check my YouTube out, binge on those things. Maybe put some comments in the under the video, so
Yeah,
that'll spur me on to create other videos and what the questions are and things, because
I'll look into it.
I'm not a videographer and I'm not anywhere near as creative as you. So I know you'll have lots of things to say. Yeah,
No, I know. I got so much more, but I was just go ahead, do your thing. Thank you for your time,
thank
and
you.
I'll
Yeah,
book another one.
yeah. Book another one. That'd be great. Thank you, DeShawn.